What's up, ladies and gents? Welcome back to another video. So today is the day that many Nintendo fans have been waiting for, and that is the first Nintendo Direct of 2019, and everybody is freaking out, wanting to see some new games, wanting to see some release dates, wanting to see what exactly Nintendo has in store for 2019 and beyond. So I thought I would just do kind of a quick little video, just kind of talking about some predictions that I have, as well as some games that I would like to see and different things like that. And this list isn't really going to be any different from any of the other lists that anybody else has really been making, but I just kind of wanted to throw my hat into the ring and just sort of share with you guys what I would like and just some different things like that. So we'll go ahead and just get started with some games that I would like to see at this Nintendo Direct. First and foremost, and this is one that has been talked about on the internet for quite a while now, especially very recently within the last couple of days, and that is Super Mario Maker 2. Now, the very first Super Mario Maker on the Wii U I absolutely loved. I got it when it first came out in September of 2015, and I absolutely loved it. It was so much fun. At first, I would just, kind of get in and play some of the levels that people had made. I did the 100 Mario Challenge, all that good stuff. But then after a while, the more that I started to play some really cool levels, I decided, hey, I want to see if I can actually, make some levels myself. And I'm nowhere near an amazing level creator in that game, but the levels that I did make, I had a lot of fun with them. And when Miiverse was still a thing, I got some pretty nice comments on some of the stuff that I made. Just very simple, straightforward levels, nothing too crazy, nothing outrageous. A couple of little gimmicks, I guess, here and there, but nothing major. But it was still really fun. And just sort of sitting down and just sort of trying to create any kind of level that you could possibly think of is such a cool experience. And because it deals with Mario, that makes it even more exciting. So I really can't wait to see. I'm sure Mario Maker is going to make some kind of appearance on the Switch. I don't know if it's going to be this year. I don't know if it's going to be a direct sequel. I don't know if it's going to be like a remake, or not really a remake, but I guess a port of the Wii U version. But I would like to see Mario Maker on the Switch at some point. Preferably this year would be really cool. And I think they could, add a couple of new things. I was on Twitter last night and someone suggested that if they could add like a Yoshi's Island kind of style to Mario Maker, I think that would be really cool to see. And then just, adding some slopes I think would be cool. I think a lot of people would want that as well. Just some new enemies. Just have the same core Mario Maker experience, but make it bigger and better. And I think Nintendo can definitely do that, and like I said, I think this will show up at some point on the Switch. Hopefully we see a reveal of it today. Who knows? But we will see, and if it does come, this year, I will be extremely excited. So Mario Maker 2 is probably the one that I'm the most looking forward to in terms of surprises, if it is, in fact, real. So if that does get announced, I'll be very excited. Next is one that's been kind of rumored for a little while now, and that is the Star Fox Racing game. So I think this would be very cool to see as well. I think a Star Fox Racing game would make a lot of sense, actually. Maybe they could do, kind of like an F-Zero kind of thing, because, Fox and crew are in the R-Wings and the Landmasters and all that good stuff. But there's a lot of really cool characters within the Star Fox universe that I think would be really cool to see in a racing game. I don't know if it would be something like Mario Kart, where there's different items that you can pick up. I know in Star Fox you've got the silver and gold rings and the bombs, different things like that. But maybe as you're racing, maybe you take out specific enemies, and different things like that. Maybe there's like dog fights in the background of, Baby Bill is back there somewhere doing something like that. I don't know. But I think that would be really cool to see. And at the same time, though, I don't know if this would actually be I don't want to say a good thing, but the Switch does have Mario Kart, and Mario Kart is such a huge franchise and such a huge game for Nintendo. But again, at the same time, I think sort of having another sort of racing game, with a lot of Nintendo characters and things like that, I think could also be really cool to see. So I think Star Fox, this rumored Star Fox Racing game, does have a possibility of being in this Direct. There's been a lot of rumors about it, and a lot of times, not all the time, but sometimes where there's smoke, there's fire. So it's very possible we could see, you know, the Star Fox racing game, and I think that'd be really cool. One of the next games that I want to perhaps see revealed at this Direct is Pikmin 4. Now, I know there's been some more rumors about Pikmin 3, the game from the Wii U being ported to the Switch. I would be okay with that, but at the same time, it's like, okay, you know, I had a Wii U, I played all these games, you know, I don't really want to buy it again. As much as I enjoy Pikmin, you know, it's not really a game that I really want to play through again. Now, if it's a brand new Pikmin, absolutely sign me up. That would be incredible. Pikmin 3, if it is there, that'd be cool, but I would definitely love to see Pikmin 4. And according to Shigeru Miyamoto, it's been done for quite some time, but we haven't really seen anything of it, honestly. So I think this would be the perfect time. I think a lot of people were expecting it last year, and so I think having it in this Direct today would be really great, especially if it was a 2019 release. I think a lot of people would be very, very happy with that. So hopefully Pikmin 4 is present in some way in this Direct, either just a teaser trailer or God forbid a gameplay trailer, or even God forbid a release date for this year, but we will see what happens. But yes, Pikmin 4, I really want to see Pikmin 4 at this Direct. And then finally, the last game that I really want to see at this Direct in terms of surprises or things that we, you know, may or may not know about, I definitely think the Metroid Prime trilogy would be awesome to have at this Direct, especially with the unfortunate news, well, somewhat unfortunate news of Metroid Prime 4 being scrapped and being development is being restarted by Retro Studios, which, you know, sucks that we have to wait a little while longer for the game, but it's a good thing that they, you know, were so transparent about it and said, okay, you know what, this process of developing Metroid Prime 4 is not working out. We need to just get rid of everything and start from scratch and just restart and reorganize and see what we can do from there. So I think in the meantime, it would be really cool to have the Metroid Prime trilogy come to the Switch. I think it would be awesome to have those games. It's been a long time since I've played through Metroid Prime 2 and 3. I do have Metroid Prime that I played through a couple of years ago on my GameCube. I actually just pulled out my GameCube and wanted to start playing it. But Metroid Prime 2 and 3, it's been a long time since I've played those. So it would be really great to revisit them and kind of ingest the story once again, so that when Metroid Prime 4 does come, I will be, you know, up to date and all that good stuff, and it'll be just great to play through those games once again. And there's been other rumors going around that the Metroid Prime trilogy is in fact done. I don't know if that's confirmed or not, but it does seem like that is something that a lot of people have been talking about. So it's very possible that there's a good chance that the Metroid Prime trilogy will be at this Nintendo Direct, and I would be very pleased if it does. So those are sort of the games that I would like to see at this Direct. I think it would be cool to have them, for Nintendo to reveal them. The biggest one for me personally being Super Mario Maker 2. I love those games. I love that game, and I watch a lot of Mario Maker YouTubers on YouTube as well, and it would be really cool to kind of just dive back into that series. So in terms of games that I would like to see more of that Nintendo has already announced, the first one is a given because they mentioned it within the actual Direct announcement, which is Fire Emblem Three Houses. And it does seem like we're going to get quite a bit of information on this game within this 35-minute Nintendo Direct. Hopefully it doesn't take up, you know, like 20 minutes or so. Of course, I want them to explain, you know, a little bit more about the game, kind of talk about it, and I do think that this game is going to be coming very soon. I think because they're having such a focus on it in this Direct, I feel like this game could come probably in like April or May. I think after Yoshi makes a lot of sense, and I could definitely see Fire Emblem kind of falling within that time frame of the year. If I'm not mistaken, I think Fire Emblem Fates came out in March of 2016 or something like that, and so I definitely think it's kind of a spring game, you know, in terms of gameplay and just sort of the style of what it is. So I definitely think we're going to see a release date for Fire Emblem Three Houses. I think we're going to get a ton of information about the game, combat, characters, different features, different mechanics, things like that. So that will be very cool to see, but I don't want it to take up so much time of the Direct itself, as much as I'm really looking forward to Fire Emblem. I just want them to kind of talk about it for several minutes, but I want to see some new games revealed. I want to see some information on other games as well. But yeah, definitely Fire Emblem. We're going to hear a lot of information about it, and I definitely think we're going to get a release date for April or May for that game. Next, I definitely think we're going to see more information for Luigi's Mansion 3. This game is one that I'm really excited for this year. Definitely one of the top games that I'm the most excited for this year. I think it's going to be fantastic. I'm really excited for it. I remember when it was unveiled at the last Nintendo Direct in September, a lot of people were saying, oh, it kind of looks like Dark Moon. I don't know how I feel about that. For me, I actually really enjoy Dark Moon. I think it was a fantastic game on the 3DS. I will say that I do prefer the gameplay structure of the first game, where you're just basically in, this giant mansion where you can kind of not really go everywhere because, certain doors are locked and things like that, but you can really kind of explore. But in Dark Moon, I did enjoy how each mansion had its own theme. So I thought that was kind of cool. So if they can kind of incorporate those two ideas where everything can kind of just be in this one building, which from the teaser trailer looks like it's basically a hotel, I think if they can kind of combine those two elements from the first game and Dark Moon, I think that would be really cool to see. So I think we're going to, again, see some new info on gameplay, mechanics, characters, the story, different things like that. And then hopefully release date. There's been several dates leaked about this game coming out, which I don't really know if I believe, but I definitely hope that this comes out, in the fall. I definitely think it would be a cool October game because, it's spooky and scary, and of course October, Halloween. So I think that would be kind of a cool instance there, but I definitely hope that this game comes out sooner than later just because I want to play it so bad. So we'll definitely, hopefully, hear some information about that. Next game, Daemon X Machina. We haven't really seen too much of this since E3 of last year, from what I believe. I know that that was the first game that they revealed in the E3 trailer of last year, and then I do recall them having some, gameplay footage within the treehouse, and it looks really fun. I think it's going to be a fantastic game. I honestly don't really know too much about it. I didn't really watch the treehouse presentation. I saw it here and there, but I didn't really sit down and just watch it at the time, which I probably should have. But really excited for that. It looks awesome. I think it's going to be very action-packed. I think it's going to be a great game for the Switch. I hope there's some kind of multiplayer. Again, I don't really entirely know if there is, a multiplayer component. I would assume that there would be, but I definitely think that this game is going to be kind of a sleeper hit, honestly. I think it's a game that, some people are going to be like, oh yeah, that game is a thing. And then once they kind of remember it and start to look at it and play it, it'll be a cool hit. I don't know if it's going to be an astronomical seller, but I do think it's going to have a pretty cool following, and I'm really excited to see just more of the gameplay, and again, a release date. I would love to get a release date for Daemon X Machina. I would definitely like to see it in the summertime as well, so hopefully we'll get some more information on that. Next game that I'm really looking forward to is Bayonetta 3. We've heard virtually nothing since the Game Awards of 2017. All we know is it's in development for Nintendo Switch. That's basically it. So we didn't hear anything about it last year at all, which was kind of crazy to me. But I definitely think this is the year to either have Bayonetta 3 release or to get a ton of information on the game and then have it maybe release early in 2020. But I definitely think we're going to hear quite a bit about it. Again, could be gameplay, characters, story, all that good stuff. But I definitely want to see more of this game because I'm actually a really big Bayonetta fan. I bought the first game on the PS3 back in the day, bought Bayonetta 2 on the Wii U, and then I bought both games again on the Switch when they came out in February of 2018. So definitely want to see more of this game. I love the series. It's a great action-packed series. Ton of fun. I really hope we see some more info on Bayonetta 3. And then finally, I think the big one that a lot of people are really hyped for and really sort of expecting for this Direct is Animal Crossing. And I myself, very excited for that as well. Honestly, the only Animal Crossing game that I've really played a lot of is the original on the GameCube when that came out back in 2002, I believe. I spent a lot of time with that game, and just for some reason, I never picked up the 3DS version. I have no idea why. I just never got a hold of it. But I know a lot of people absolutely love that game, and I know so many people still play that game to this day, and I know that they are so excited for Animal Crossing to release this year. And I think if we see a lot of information on this game, even just a release date, I think would make a lot of people extremely happy, myself included. I love the GameCube version, and you know, again, I never played the 3DS version or anything like that, but I do love the game. It's just kind of a nice, chill game where you can just kind of go around, explore, talk to folks, you know, design your house, all these different kinds of things. So I think it'd be really cool, and I think Animal Crossing would be a really cool summer game. You know, it's kind of got that summer vibe and different things like that. So I could definitely see that in maybe June or July, you know, something like that. So I think Animal Crossing being at this Nintendo Direct is not only a given, but I do think that we're most likely going to see some information on the game as well. And then finally, just after that, just really, you know, simple, I just want to see new announcements. I want to see new games. I want to see games from older IPs returning, you know, some cool surprises. I want to see, you know, one that I did forget. There has been rumors also of a 2D Zelda game. That would be awesome to see as well. You know, something like A Link Between Worlds. I think like a direct sequel to that or something would be very cool, because A Link Between Worlds is one of my favorite Zelda games, honestly. I definitely rank it up there within like the top 5 or so. So having something in that vein on the Switch, I think would be really cool, and would definitely kind of, you know, not necessarily hold us over, because I think the 2D Zelda games have a very strong following and are just great in their own right, but I do think it would be really cool to kind of have something else to play in the Zelda universe before that next huge game, you know, comes out and things like that. So definitely a 2D Zelda game would be cool. So that's one game that I did forget. But yeah, just new games, just new surprises that we don't know about. Some older IPs that may have, you know, a brand new game in that series, I think would be really cool to see. You know, different things like that. And it would be also cool to see, you know, perhaps some more DLC fighters for Super Smash Bros. You know, a Joker release date, maybe reveal 1 or 2 more DLC fighters for that game. I think that would be also really cool to see. There's been a ton of rumors online that, you know, all these other weird characters are going to be coming in the game. I don't know if I really believe any of those, but again, just sort of having some new information on that would be cool. So Nintendo has a lot to do this year. They've announced a ton of games that you know, that are supposed to be coming this year that we don't really know anything about. And I think a 35-minute Nintendo Direct is going to be the perfect opportunity for them to really showcase a lot of these things. So I hope that, you know, some of these things that I mentioned here do come true. Some of the games that I want to see will be present in some way, shape, or form. And then I do hope that we see a lot of release dates for the games I mentioned, as well as brand new games with older IPs or even new IPs. You know, so it's going to be an interesting Direct, but I do want to leave a warning. This is something my mom always told me: high hopes, low expectations. Okay, so Nintendo are the kings of left field, as Arlo pointed out, the awesome YouTuber Arlo pointed out. And he's absolutely right. A lot of times you have no idea what Nintendo is thinking or exactly what they're going to do. So all this stuff, obviously take it with a grain of salt. But it would be very cool to see all these things. So I'm very hyped. I'm extremely excited to see what Nintendo has up their sleeves. But I'm definitely not going to, you know, get so hyped that I lose focus of, you know, what exactly Nintendo is doing. So anyway, that's my those are my thoughts on this Nintendo Direct. Some games I want to see, some predictions, some release dates. Different things like that. So hopefully you guys are going to enjoy the Nintendo Direct. It is, at the time of recording this, about 4 hours away, which is very exciting. I'm a little upset because it actually starts right when I need to leave my place to go to school, to go to class tonight, and I'm really kind of upset about that, because I can play it in the car and I can hear it, but at the same time I want to watch it as it's happening. So I'm a little bummed about that, but it is what it is. We're still going to get some cool announcements. So, at the end of the day, not a big deal. But anyway, what do you guys think is going to be shown at this Nintendo Direct? Do you kind of agree with my list? Do you think we're going to see some other games as well? What are you excited for? What do you hope to see? Let me know in the comments below. And thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And I hope we all enjoy the Nintendo Direct. And I hope we're going to see a lot of new information for a lot of these games. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys have a fantastic day. And take care. Oh, real quick, before I forget, follow me on Twitter. I'm at Quiet Lion Gaming. I'm starting to do some more posts there and things like that. So if you have not followed me on Twitter, definitely do so if you would like to. It would be awesome to kind of interact with you guys outside of the channel. I think Twitter might be the best place to do that. So if you haven't followed me there, please follow me on Twitter at Quiet Lion Gaming. All right, now I'm done for real. Thank you guys so much. Have a great day. Take care.